Namaskar children, good morning. I hope you are clear with the Fabaceae family. So Fabaceae family, you have to learn everything. Along with that you have to learn the floral diagram and also the floral formula, right? So Fabaceae family, we saw how the arrangement of the floral parts are, how their habitat, and we learned about vegetative characters also, right? So some common examples which we see around us, some of the pea plants like നമ്മൾ പയർ തരത്തിലുള്ള വെജിറ്റബിൾസ് അല്ലേ, ആ പയർ തരത്തിലുള്ള വെജിറ്റബിൾസ് നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചാൽ യു ക്യാൻ ഫൈൻഡ് മെനി ഓഫ് ദീസ് ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ് വിച്ച് ആർ സിമിലർ ടു ദോസ് plants. Okay, if you have these plants in your home, you can just go through it, you can learn seeing that, it will be more easier, right? Now let us move on to the next family, which is called as Solanaceae family, right? So it is a large potato family, it is a large family, and it is commonly called as potato family. It is a very large family. It means that it includes number of species and different plants. So it is a large family and it is commonly called as potato family. And why? Because potatoes come under the Solanaceae family, and it is widely distributed in tropics, subtropics, and even at temperate zones. So tropic and subtropic, it means that they live in warmer conditions and also in colder conditions. They can adjust in both the conditions and also in temperate zones. Now let us see about the vegetative characters. So we have learnt about the distribution or the habitats where they are found. Let us see about the vegetative characters. See, some common examples which we have in our home of the Solanaceae family are examples chili, molaginte chedi, or else you can see the tomato. So all these will come under Solanaceae family. You can see any one of that plant, check for all these observations and then learn it. It will be little more easier, right? So mostly herbs, mostly these plants will be herbs, or they will be shrubs and small trees also, right? So mostly they will be herbs. Usually they will be herbs and shrubs, and only there are few trees which are formed from the Solanaceae family plants, and that too they will be small trees. They will not be growing like a very big tree. They will be small trees. And coming to the stem, they are herbaceous, rarely woody. What is this herbaceous? It means that they have green stem, like herbs in a polar stem aayirikkum. The slender stem, and rarely in few plants alone it will be woody, right? So woody nu parayumbo korchu kattiyulla stem aayirikkum. Okay, and how is their stem? The aerial, it means that the part above the ground, the aerial portion, it will be erect, cylindrical, branched, solid or hollow. Okay, so it is erect means it will be straight, and it will be cylindrical. You know the shape of cylindrical, right? So it is branched also. It is solid or hollow. Hollow means it will have rounded structure, which is rounded structure, and it moves vertically down also. So its stem is erect, it will be straight, it will be cylindrical, and it will be branched, solid or hollow. And in some plants we can see the stem of the Solanaceae family will have hairy appendages on them. Okay, ചില പ്ലാന്റിൻ്റെ ശരീരത്തിൽ നോക്കിയാൽ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും ചെറിയ വൈറ്റിഷ് hair like structures will be grown throughout the plant. So that is called as hairy structures in the stem, or they will be glabrous. Glabrous means they will not have these hair like appendages. Okay, and we can see modification of the stem, that is underground stem, which we see in potato. So all these are the few vegetative characters of the stem. Now coming to the leaf, they are alternate, simple, rarely pinnately compound, exstipulate, reticulate, venated leaf. How are their leaves? They are alternate. So their phyllotaxy will be alternate phyllotaxy, and they will be simple. It means that they will have simple leaf. What is simple leaf? Lamina is entire. We are calling such leaf as simple leaf. And when there are incissions, these incissions will not reach the midrib. So such leaves are called as the simple leaf. And then they are rarely pinnately compound. So compound leaves എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് they will be breaking into many leaflets, right? So in that there are two types of compound leaf, pinnately compound and palmately compound. In that pinnately compound leaves are nothing but in this leaf there are number of leaflets are present on a common axis which is called as the rachis, which will represent the midrib of the plant, right? Now coming to the exstipulate. So we saw what is stipulate, right? Stipulates are small leaf-like structures which are seen. Where do we see in these leaf-like structures? So at the leaf is attached to the stem by the leaf base and may bear two lateral small leaf-like structures which are called as stipules. Right? Leaf തുടങ്ങുന്ന ആ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് നിന്ന് there can be presence of two small leaf and that is called as the stipulate leaf, right? And here they have told it is exstipulate എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിൽ stipules ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. Okay, and the venation here is reticulate venation. Okay, so the example of the flower which they have given here for us to learn is about the example of Solanum nigrum. So this is the plant which they have given as example for us to learn. So this Solanum nigrum is nothing but മണിത്തക്കാളി എന്ന് പറയും, ചെറിയ ചെറിയ റൗണ്ടഡ് സ്ട്രക്ചർ ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പ്ലാന്റ് ആണ് Solanum nigrum, right? So these are the different parts of the Solanum nigrum and this is the plant. So this is how the plant of Solanum nigrum will be. Okay, and the common name of it is macoy plant, right? So now let us learn about the next part, which is the floral characters. So if you see the characters of the flower, their inflorescence is, if you see the inflorescence, we can see that they are solitary. Solitary means they will have single flowers. Okay. So solitary means they will be present as one single flower on the floral axis. That is called a solitary flower. And some flowers will be solitary and in some flowers we see axillary or cymose symmetry as in Solanum. Okay, in the case of Solanum we are able to find the axillary or cymose inflorescence in them. So some will be solitary and in some other plants they are axillary or cymose inflorescence as we see in Solanum. I hope you know what is cymose, right? So cymose inflorescence എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് here the arrangement of the flower happens in the main axis. That means that the main axis will terminate in a flower and so the growth of the flower will be limited. That is, the main axis will be limited and the flowers are born in a base petal order, right? So that is called as cymose inflorescence. Axillary means from the leaf base the flower will start developing. ഇവിടെയാണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നമ്മളെ സ്റ്റെമ്മും ലീഫ് ബേസും കൂടി സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പോയിന്റിൽ ആ പോയിന്റിൽ നിന്ന് ഫ്ലവേഴ്സ് ക്യാൻ arise. So that type of inflorescence is called as axillary inflorescence and some plants of this family will show cymose inflorescence also, right? Now coming to flower, so they are bisexual and actinomorphic, right? Bisexual means they will have both male and the female reproductive part in the same flower and they are actinomorphic. That is, what is actinomorphic? It means that if we divide the flower in any radial plane, it will produce two equal halves, right? ഒരു ഫ്ലവറിനെ നമ്മൾ ഏത് റേഡിയൽ പ്ലെയിനിൽ ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്താലും it will give rise to two equal parts, right? Equal number of parts. So that is called as the actinomorphic symmetry. I hope you remember about symmetry, right? So it is also called as radial symmetry, in which the flower can be divided into two equal radial halves in any radial plane which is passing through the center, right? And now coming to the next part, which is the calyx. So calyx, they have 5 sepals. Calyx എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സെപ്പൽസിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ് പഠിക്കുന്നത്. So sepals will be 5. They are united, which means that they are gamosepalous and they are persistent also. Persistent is nothing but even after the fruit formation we can find this calyx in the fruit itself, right? In case of tomato, brinjal and all, you find that green structures, sepals are on the fruit, right? So that is called as persistent, and it has valvate estivation, right? What type of estivation is seen? It is valvate estivation. Sepals will show valvate estivation. What is this valvate estivation? When sepals in a word just touch one another at the margin without overlapping, we are calling it as valvate estivation, right? So that is about calyx. Now coming to corolla, petals are seen. 5 petals will be there, and they too are united, and they have valvate estivation. So both the petal and the sepals will have valvate estivation. And if you take the case of androecium, stamens are 5 in number, and they are such separate 5 stamens will be seen, and along with that they are epipetalous. Now what is this epipetalous? It means that when the stamens are attached to the petals, they are called as epipetalous, right? Eppazhano stamens na kuda the petals are attached, we are calling that arrangement as epipetalous. Now taking the case of gynoecium, it is bicarpellary. Bicarpellary means it will have 2 carpels, and these 2 carpels will be fused together, and they are syncarpous. What is it? Syncarpous. So when I told about bicarpellary itself, I told that they are fused, no? So syncarpous is nothing but when the carpels are fused, we are calling that as syncarpous, right? So when the carpels are fused together, we are calling it as syncarpous. Okay. Now what are these carpels? Carpels are nothing but the female reproductive part. So when they are fused together, we are calling it as syncarpous. And the ovaries are superior, which means that they will occupy the highest position, and from the lower portion of the or the portion below the ovary will start producing the other parts of the flower, and they are bilocular. Locular means spaces will be there. So inside the gynoecium, you can see it here. So here they will have 2 locules. It means that they will have 2 empty spaces. 2 locules aanu undava. And how is the placenta? It is swollen with many ovules. You can find blue color structures in that picture, right? So these are all ovules. These structures are called as the ovules. These blue color structures are the ovules, and the placenta is seen in the center portion. So here it is the placenta. This portion is, just a second, I'll just so this portion is the placenta, the central portion is the placenta, and surrounding the placenta you can see many blue colored structures which are the ovules, right? So placenta is swollen with many ovules in it. And how are the fruits? Their fruits are berries or capsule, right? What is berry? If you see tomato and all, it is a berry, right? So it is a fleshy fruit, or it can be in the form of capsule also. Okay. And seeds, if you take the case of seeds, they will have many seeds, and they are endospermous. What is this endospermous? It means that they will have endospermic layer, right? So example, if you take the case of tomato, it has many seeds inside it, right? So that is called as many, and it is endospermous, which means that it has the endosperm in it. Now coming to the molecular floral formula of this family Solanaceae. So let us derive the formula from this floral characters. So first one is about the symmetry, whether it is actinomorphic or zygomorphic. So as it is plus symbol, we see that these flowers are having actinomorphic symmetry. Appa symmetry aanu first varunathu, and then comes the type of flower, whether it is bisexual or unisexual. We have studied that they are bisexual, so it has the male and the female reproductive part representing it, right? And then comes the third one, which is the calyx, then corolla, androecium, gynoecium. So this is how we have to write the floral formula of a flowering plant. So this is actinomorphic, this is bisexual. Coming to the case of the calyx, we saw that there will be 5 sepals. Okay, so they have written number 5, and we told that they are gamosepalous. It means that their sepals will be united. So we have put them in the bracket, right? So now the calyx is over. So they have 5 sepals and they are united, or they are gamosepalous. Okay, so this is represented by K5 open and close bracket. Okay, now let us see the next one, which is the corolla. So corolla are also 5 in number, petals are 5 in number, and it is fused. Again they have put in bracket. Okay,